Hello again. Once again, my name is Mohammed. The minority leader, Dr. Kisela Forcing, has filed for an order of mistrial, injunction or stay of proceedings in the ongoing ambulance case against him and two others. Lawyers for the GHOne constituency cited a leaked tape between the Attorney General Godfrey Yeboadame and the third accused, Richard Jakpa, in which the former allegedly attempted to coach the third accused to implicate Dr. Forcing in the ongoing trial for the application. Dr. Forcing's legal team in the affidavit argue that the Attorney General misconducted himself and called for the prosecution to be declared as a mistrial. Richard Jakpa, under cross-examination a couple of weeks back, revealed that the Attorney General had been contacting him at unusual hours to solicit testimony against the minority leader, Dr. Kisela Forcing. This revelation, strengthened by a 16-minute phone conversation between Richard Jakpa and the Attorney General, has sparked discussions among Ghanaians, with some persons calling for the resignation of the Attorney General. Dr. Forcing, a former Deputy Finance Minister and current minority leader, is on trial for his alleged involvement in the procurement of defective ambulances for Ghana. He's accused of causing financial loss to the state to the tune of 2.3 million euros. The NDC at a press conference played a 16-minute tape allegedly featuring a conversation between the Attorney General and Richard Jakpa. The NPP refuted the claims made in the audio, asserting that it has been doctored and manipulated with malicious intent. Although the Attorney General has personally not commented on the tape, his office has sought to downplay it, saying he will remain at post. In the latest happening, Dr. Forcing has applied for a mistrial or stay of proceedings in the ongoing trial. He is urging the court to declare a mistrial in the interest of justice, emphasizing the importance of administering justice and ensuring that it is perceived to be fair and impartial. The minority leader further argues that failure to order a mistrial in such circumstances where there appears to be blatant disregard for the rule of law and ethical standards of prosecution by none other than the Attorney General could severely undermine public confidence in the judicial process. Quite a lengthy one. But let's get to the courts. We'll take a quick trip to the court and find out more from our legal affairs correspondent, Mutala Yunusa. Mutala, what more can you share with us on this particular case? We'll try and reach him for more on this, and also on the LGBTQ case, which has been adjourned. Now, on June 3, 2015, Ghana experienced a twin disaster which claimed the lives of over 150 people. The tragedy occurred after several hours of torrential rainfall, which led to massive floods in the capital city, Accra. During the downpour, fuel leakage at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle caught fire from a cigarette stub near a fuel station, resulting in an explosion alongside the flood. 9 years on, the capital continues to drown whenever it rains. And the following feature, GHOne News' Obed Kengaglu narrates the tale of a sinking city in despair and the lessons learnt or otherwise.
Over 150 people died and hundreds of people suffered severe burns in the unfortunate incident. Tears flowed just like the floods on that Black Wednesday as many counted their losses. The floods were attributed to blockages in Accra's main storm drains, resulting from the non-desilting of the drains, including structures by squatters that had blocked waterways. Alex Mensah, a commercial driver and a survivor of the June 3 disaster, narrates his ordeal.
Mapon akufi no fi na mi se sila so na tama me kon na so ni to mi du fi na ta me ko na mi twa mi risa omba e na mi sa tuka back e ba circle se be family akọ mi du sek na mi se sek bibia fladi Ndi ana me family ne me ba ne yɛn nyinaa na ɛtena kaa no mu. Ndi mefa hɔ sɛ mefa filling station sɛ metɔfoɔ no. Meduru hɔ no na nsuo no kɔɔ me engine no nyinaa na kaa no kaa hɔ. Ndi mepaake kaa hɔ filling station ɛna ɛkɔgyina nkyɛn. Na nkyɛn biara na me wife kyerɛ me sɛ hyɛ agya o. Before mɛka sɛ mbɛdwane afiri hɔ pɛ ɛna agya bɛtɔ me ti so.
The government of the day promised never again.
Drastic steps are necessary here if we are to permanently address this perennial problem. We'll intensify our efforts to expand and modernize our drainage system. In this endeavor, I request your understanding and the cooperation of Ghanaians to set right what has been wrong with our country for far too long.
Subsequently, the Akufo-Addo government also promised to solve the perennial flooding situation.
Metropolitan, municipal, and district chief assemblies have been charged to ensure the obstructions to the free flow of water, as well as developments along waterways, are removed immediately. MMDAs are also to ensure the strict adherence of developers to the planning laws of our country and sanction staff who have issued permits for structures to be built on waterways to serve as a deterrent to others who seek to engage in such acts.
Unfortunately, the perennial flooding situation in the capital still persists for residents of low-lying areas such as Alajo, Adabraka, Abosoikain, Cliffy, among others. The onset of the rainy season brings trauma. Rains do not mean great sleep. It evokes fear. Mary Ansa, a single mother of 3, has experienced the agony of floods firsthand.
I think around 2, the rain was too much. It started entering our rooms, so we have to run for our lives here. So we all ran to the top there. So when we came back, I think 4 then, our rooms, everything was scattered, everything.
Consecutively for the past weeks, parts of the capital drowned again as many principal streets transformed into rivers, homes and properties shattered, and the resilience of its people tested to the brink. Some residents here at the Salam Down have been complaining about the flooding situation in the area. They tell us due to the poor drainage system in the area, whenever it rains, it floods. But they say the leadership has failed them due to their inability to construct the drain.
It begins from 1995. As it begins from 1995, every year we get more than 4 times of flooding in this area.
Would you like to come here by this time?
Oh, say as it started raining there.
Now, authorities at the Zebila Hospital will soon start a rigorous process to ensure visitors are properly screened before getting access to patients in that facility. This follows the arrest of a woman who allegedly stole a baby at the hospital on Saturday. Musa Lanza has more.
Felicia Derry was given the shock of her life on Saturday night when she entrusted her baby in the care of a new friend she made at the Zebila Hospital in the Upper East region. She returned from a bath to realize her new friend had absconded with her 1-week-old baby. But after a report to the police in the area and subsequent announcement on radio, the suspect was arrested in Binaba, a community which is 21 kilometers from Zebila, with the baby. Joe's Abogre's trip to the Zebila police station to check on what the police was doing about prosecuting the suspects turned confrontational. He is alleged to have been assaulted by a policeman, which resulted in his family storming the station to exchange words with the law enforcers.
When the abandoned, when I banned the bomber, yes, I the bomber, man, I me dream pajamas. I am a yapa. I was at the bomber, Miss me by me in Kanoshi, me and she, Miss I can't even there. What woman? I'm better with say, I'm one of mama, police in the say, one woman and I said, then the police in the quite a woman.
Joe Abogre's demand from the police is a simple one. He wants the suspects, whose name is not known yet, to be handed over to him.
But my first born, my sister, my name is Mesa women would be more. I know we are again to go on water. The work one out in the command for bay. When you know for command, was on water. But I can all save my life. Young point in my life, I'm a dear. Come and quad, come on to me, send a life in Mano.
Though the police will not speak to the media in the heat of the confusion with the family of Joe Abugri, they were, however, ready to repel any attempts to attack the station. The development is forcing the Zebila District Hospital to begin thinking of ways to prevent a reoccurrence.
The hospital is not fenced. There are multiple points of entry, so that in itself is a challenge. And when you come to the wards, most often than not in the morning, you would see that patient relatives are always in one form of argument or another with the security men at post, because they don't understand when you tell them that this is not visiting hours. So we've always had it tough. But looking at this incident, I think as management, we have to go back to the drawing board and then see how we can institute measures to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
At the time of leaving the area, the family of Joe Abugri were still waiting for the police to hand over the suspect to them for instant justice.
So let's head to the area and engage my colleague Musa Lansa for an update. Musa, good morning to you. When I spoke to you this morning, you mentioned that the police in Zebila are preparing the suspect to the Bolga Divisional Police Command. What's the update on that?
Well, what I gather is that the suspect is still in the Zebila police station.
Okay.
And hopefully before the close of today, she'll be sent to the Bolga regional headquarters, the Upper East regional headquarters of the Ghana Police Service in Bolga. And so, but the family, some of them are still at the hospital, and some have moved to the police station to make sure that the suspect is dealt with according to the law. Abugri Joe, who is the father of the baby, from what I gather from the hospital, has been there from yesterday when we left him there till this morning, trying to make sure that his baby is safe. And so, family taking care of their baby, some at the police station, and the police also preparing to take the suspect to the Upper East Regional Headquarters of the Ghana Police Service in Bolga.
But with regards to the family up in arms, has been restored? Yes. Apart from just a few of the family members who are still around the police station to make sure that the suspect is taken to the police, the regional headquarters, calm has been restored. And yesterday, I had a private conversation with Joe Abugri on some of the things the hospital raised. And he said he will make sure he and his brothers are at the hospital premises to make sure that what happened to his newborn baby does not repeat itself until the mother and child are discharged from the hospital. He and his brothers are going to be there to make sure their baby is safe. And the hospital is also preparing to begin with their rollout of the measures they want to put in place. One of the things they are insisting is that when you come in to visit a patient, you must identify yourself, and the patient should be able to agree that, yes, you are coming to them. And if a patient wants to leave their child and go and take a bath or something else, they must leave the baby with a nurse accredited by the hospital and not any other person, so that when there's any problem, they will hold the nurse responsible and not looking around for someone to blame. So the hospital has already started the measures to make sure children, especially at the maternity ward, are protected. Whereas the family of Joe Abugri are also putting in their own measures to make sure that their new baby is safe until he's discharged today or maybe tomorrow. Does it appear that they do not trust the law to take its course, for which reason they are massing up in numbers at the police station, for instance?
In the first place, there are concerns from residents in the area. Some of them are questioning the mother's decision-making, especially so that she just met the suspect. A few minutes later, she hands over the baby to the suspect and goes to bath. And so the family thinks that maybe their wife is not in the right frame of mind to take care of their baby. So they will be there to make sure that everything is done until the baby is discharged from the hospital.
All right, Musa, please monitor and update us subsequently. Thank you very much. That's Musa Lanza. He's my colleague who was reporting to us from Zebula in the Upper East region. Let's go back to the courts. The High Court in Accra will on July 29 fix a date to deliver judgment in an action filed by a farmer, Paul Boamasifa, seeking an order restraining the Speaker of Parliament from proceedings with any processes related to the Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill 2021. Now, this was after the court presided over by Justice Ellen Lodina Sewamriku granted a request by all the parties to file their written submissions in 4 weeks. EIB Network's legal affairs correspondent Mutala Anusa, who sat through the court proceedings, has more.
4 more cases are still pending at the various courts here in Accra. And today, the one that has been called today is in relation to that filed by a farmer who is actually challenging the processes leading to the passage of the anti-gay bill, which has since been passed by Parliament, but is still hanging because President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has made reference to pending cases, particularly at the Supreme Court, to say that he's waiting for the Supreme Court to decide on those suits before anything can be done on the bill. Today's sitting was quite short before Justice Ellen Sewamriku. What the parties in relation to this particular suit requested was that all of them said they need 4 weeks to be able to file their respective written submissions. Consequent to that, the court has adjourned the case, or the court has given the parties up to July 4 to file their respective written submissions. The case has been adjourned to July 29. At that day, the court, presided over by Justice Ellen Sewamriku, will fix a date for her judgment. From the Law Court Complex here in Accra, Mutala Inusa, GHOne.
In other news, 2 people have been reportedly arrested following a violent incident which disrupted the voter registration transfer exercise at GHOne within the Utusinga East constituency of the Central Region, leaving several injured. A victim, Atukum Singh, who was reported to be the son of the Member of Parliament for the Utusinga East constituency, Mavis Kum Singh, was stabbed during an altercation at the registration centre. The motive behind the attack is currently unknown, but eyewitnesses report says the incident occurred during a heated argument. The voter registration transfer exercise, which allows eligible voters to transfer their registration to a different constituency, has been ongoing in various parts of the country. The incident has raised concerns about the safety of voters and the need for adequate security measures at registration centers. The police have launched an investigation into the incident and are urging anyone with information to come forward. The victim is receiving medical attention at the 37 Military Hospital, and the community is calling for calm and peaceful resolution to the situation. Let's get a further update on this incident. We speak to our reporter on the ground, Ejekum Banahene. Ejekum, good morning. Well, it's still morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my dear.
I hope you're doing well. What's the latest on this?
Yes. Currently, the NDC caucus organized a press conference to address issues. And what they are saying is that why is it that their colleagues were wounded, and yes, so they have been arrested to the police station, and why they have also ignored the incumbent MP son and his colleague. Are they doing something partial? So they are angry over everything, and they are saying that they need some bill because they were arrested to the national headquarters, and then later were sent back to the regional headquarters. And so some of them were also sent to the Kaswa divisional headquarters for investigation. So as it stands now, they are worried about why the police are not allowing them to, have a bill on their colleagues. So this is their plight, that they are giving the police 48 hours ultimatum to make sure the people that they arrested are being given bail. So this is what they are saying, madam.
Do you know the latest on the Atukumsin person who was stabbed? Do you know the latest on him?
Can you please come again?
I'm asking, do you know the latest on Atukumsin then?
Do I know what, please?
The latest on Atukumsin. What's the current state of health of him?
Yes. Atukumsin is currently receiving medical attention at the 37 military hospital. But there is this news that is coming out in the media cycle saying that some reporters are saying that Atukumsin is no more. But things we have not seen with our eyes, so we can't just go into it and then say that Atukumsin has passed on. But for what we know currently is that Atukumsin is currently receiving medical attention at the 37 military hospital. And others who were injured have been also arrested. Some have been sent to the regional headquarters in Accra, and others have been placed here in Capacity Command. And so the police are also doing investigations to know why what caused or what triggered to these issues. And so, if anything that they come up with it, we'll make sure we'll bring it up to our listeners.
But let me clarify something here. There are reports that Atukumsin is the biological son of the Member of Parliament for the Otusinya East constituency. Is that true?
Okay, this is a son. The MP for the area, Mr. Atukumsin, that is his son. It's called Atukumsin. That is his son.
Okay.
So he gave birth to that man.
Okay.
That man who is currently a victim is a good friend of mine. I've known him for so many years.
Okay.
And that is his son, Atukumsin.
Okay.
I know him very well.
Okay, GHOne. Thank you very much for that clarification and update. This is Newsroom. We are back with more after this breather. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. This is Newsroom here on GHOne TV. It's now time for the business brief. Consumers of electricity should brace themselves to pay more as the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, the PURC, has adjusted its utility tariffs upwards as part of its quarterly review for 2024. According to the Commission, the upward adjustment will take off July 1 to September 30, 2024. Lifeline consumers will see an increase of 3.45% adjustment, while residential electricity consumers who are not part of the Lifeline category bracket will see an upward adjustment of 5.84%. The industrial category tariffs will also go up by 4.92%. Now, consumers of water will see an increase of 5.16%. The Commission's decision is to recover 5.90 billion cedis of the 6.81 billion cedis required for the second quarter. Now, independent presidential aspirant Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen has attributed the rapid fall of the Ghanaian cedi to systemic failure to improve domestic production of goods for local consumption. The continuous fall of the local currency, which is currently hovering around 16 cedis to $1, has impacted inflation rates in the markets and other sectors of the economy. Speaking on Bright FM, a local radio station, to kickstart phase 2 of its market tour of the Eastern region, the former Trades and Industries Minister also blamed the situation on lack of confidence in the economy.
Sawusha City, say, yes, sir, almost 15 to 16.
Yes.
16 cedis to $1. Now, one the rate air corner. Now, I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom, but as I said, Ghana for you can't be two or mutrim. Na you can't cedi no. Na what in besa aba. I didn't know make us. Say cedi. Na what in the demand and supply of foreign exchange. For the foreign exchange, the dollar 170. Anytime there, cedi no, HAC dollar, na just say dollar no endorse wɔ system no na nipa dodoɔ na ɛpere sɛ ɔmbɛnya dollar no ɛyɛ a exchange rate no wɔn sɛ ɛbɛ depreciate na cedi na ahoɔden efisɛ nipa dodoɔ no nyinaa ɛpere sɛ wɔn ɛbɛtumi dollar kakra na ɛwɔ system no ɔmbɛnya bi sɛ ɛba saa pɛ a na the only way a wobɛtumi akɔrɛkte ne sɛ ɛsɛ wonya more dollars ɛde ba system no sɛ wonya more dollars no ba system no a na ɛsɛ afei dollar no na ɛkyɛ sisiri no nti na ɛsɛ nipa mfa dollar nyɛ hwee ɛnya ba saa pɛ na ɛkyɛ sɛ siri na ayɛ dɛn na hoɔden ɛba na wobɛtumi anya more dollars ama dollar na bɛkyɛ sisiri ne deɛ a there is no other way kyerɛ wo produce na wo export say one producer na one nyina saa production no na one anton anko amanone one export a untimi enya dollar embassy system no.
Let's go back to our earlier story on the utility tariff adjustment upwards. Let's engage the West African Regional Director for CATS International, Apia Kusi Adomako. Good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, and your viewers of GHOne, Ghana, and worldwide.
Is the adjustment upward timely, given the prevailing economic conditions?
Okay, two things. I think consumers would have wished that there's no tariff increase because, as you rightly said, the economic challenges have become so biting. However, if we want to have a stable supply of electricity and water, then it is fair that we allow the regulator to increase the tariffs so that the businesses that are in the supply chain will be able to recover costs and remain in business. As we all know, the prices of goods and services have gone up for the past 4 months, all due to the dollar. And we also know that crude oil and gas, natural gas, constitute a huge chunk of the energy mix. And all these products are imported, or even if they are produced in Ghana, they are all dollarized. And so if we want to keep the prices down, I think that the utility companies will not make, they will not be able to recover costs. And we'll come to a day whereby these utility companies will shut down. So I think that the increase in tariffs is justified. However, the issue is that how are the utility companies be able to leverage on this marginal tariff adjustment to be able to improve upon the service delivery? And that is, I think that should be the question that we should be asking ourselves. Already we've been submerged in a sea of doomsday, and power goes off without any notice by the providers along the chain. And the PURC has not been able to whip these companies for doing those kind of things. And I think that we need to make sure that there is a stable supply of electricity and that PURC is able to crack the whip when the power companies and the water companies are not able to do what's required of them.
But Doc, if PRC is unable to crack the whip, why then must the consumer pay for more if I'm unable to enjoy adequate supply of electricity and water?
And my sister, you see, the thing is that the power that you pay is the power that you have consumed. like it or not, it is still cheaper to use electricity than to buy candle or use generator. And so we need to make sure that I don't speak for the government. I am speaking rationally and objectively. I mean, as a consumer advocate, I shouldn't be talking like this, but I cannot, disable my thinking powers and allow emotions to drive me on this very discussion. We need to have a cheaper supply of electricity. And the cheaper supply of electricity comes as a result of the regulator also ensuring that there is the administrative and the technical losses along the grid are reduced. As to whether this tariff is justified, for me, I think the tariff is just because if we don't allow the power companies to, if we don't give them the increase, they won't get money to buy the crude or the gas. And for me, I prefer to have electricity and pay for it than to have a cheaper electricity and not being stable.
Okay, thank you very much for speaking to us. But let's still stay on the conversation and engage the Head of Research and Public Relations at the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Dr. Eric Obute. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, madam, and I hope you're well.
Yes, I am. I trust you're also doing well and keeping safe.
Yes, please.
Now, if you are asking consumers to pay more, and I am not enjoying stable electricity supply, are you not overburdening me? Looking at the current prevailing economic condition, even though you are seeking to make more money for revenue?
Well, thank you very much. I think Dr. Adumaku spoke at length, and I'm on the same page with Dr. Adumaku. Point is this: if we do not do this now, when else do we do it? If we don't do it now, we are only accumulating more and more debt. Mind you, in the case of electricity, for instance, they need about 1.14 billion, not just ECG. Is the electricity sector from generation through to distribution. They need 1.14 billion to be able to run the sector for the quarter. However, given the prevailing economic conditions, the commissioners in their best wisdom decide that, look, let's just do a quarter of that, not the full that we passed through. So the quarter of that 1.14 billion is what we are seeing passing through now. We are not pushing through the entire 1.14 billion. If we don't do that, even the little that we have now, we'll tend not to have again at all. So you realize that if you talk of 3.45% for, let's say, a consumer who is in the bracket of Lifeline, that's just about 2 cedis that is being added to his or her bill. If somebody is paying 50 cedis, at the end of the month, the person will end up paying about 52 cedis, which is 2 cedis extra added. So we choose to rather have that 2 cedis extra to get the lights on, just as Dr. Adumaku has said. Or we choose that, okay, we will not have the increment at all, and then we'll go back into darkness, complete total darkness. As much as we are pushing the utilities to do this, we are also pushing them to collect the bills that we've given to them. So it's not the case that we just give them a tariff and then we go to sleep. We engage them constantly and make sure that they do the right thing, give us the quality of supply, as well as make sure that they collect. At the same time, the citizenry must also be responsible. We must be made to veer off and stop the illegal connections. If people are connecting illegally onto electricity or water supply systems, definitely the losses will increase. The losses that PURC has given to the utility service providers is 10% of technical losses and 11% of commercial losses. Anything beyond that is a cost to the utility service provider and not to the consumer. So we do not pass through the inefficiencies that the utility service providers have, but rather we cap it based on the performance targets that we've given to them.
Doc, you mentioned that you engage the power distributors. Are we out of the woods in terms of the erratic power supply?
Well, as we speak, it's a revolving thing. So we keep on pushing in a lot more to make sure that we get the way we used to have the power outages in the past. Now, I think the power outages is not as predominant as it used to be. Recently, even if it's raining, we still have the power on. Previously, when it's raining, the power supply just goes off. But these days, at least if it's raining, we have the power still on. So at least there's some improvement. We will not say that is the best, but it's a continuous thing. So the improvement, we keep on seeking more and more improvement until we get the best out of the utility service provider.
All right. Dr. Bute, thank you very much for speaking to us. So that's Dr. Eric Obute. He's the head of research and public relations at the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. That's it for the business brief. So let's find out what you have to say about Stonebwoy's winning of the Artist of the Year category. Now, I'm quite standing by with your thoughts and comments. Nama, what are people saying?
Well, they just ended awards, as we know, Stonebwoy won, but who is your Artist of the Year? When we go to Facebook, Charles says, we all know that Stone doesn't deserve the award. This industry, eh? Then we have Muna. I just don't understand why Ghanaians underrate Stonebwoy most times. That guy is a god when it comes to music. Let's push him to the bigger platforms and stop hating. Bright adds, King Promise has never worked harder than last year, but unfortunately for him, Stonebwoy also decided to up his game last year than ever before. King's timing just clashed with Stonebwoy's. Then we have the next comment here. The fans really need education. If you have one hit song under the year review, doesn't mean that you are the Artist of the Year. Perhaps the hit song got its recognition as Song of the Year. Artist of the Year has its own description, and that is what people don't know. Giving us some education there. Moses also says, I heard someone saying that most popular song always goes with Artist of the Year. Well, let me remind you, Fancy Gadam won the most popular song but was not even nominated for the Artist of the Year category. Seriously, the award scheme is inconsistent, but hey, I'm so happy for Stonebwoy, he deserves it. Nana Kwame says this award is for the highest bidder. That's a different thought there. All we know what we are capable in doing when we get the chance. We always want to use emotions to settle scores. TGMA was not clean from day one. We also have Mamaga. So you people think you know better than the organizers, eh? And then she's laughing there. When we move over to X, Anuma says, you think Artist of the Year be one hit song? Currently, no one matches the artistry or hard work of Stonebwoy. We have our next comment. I love King Promise to bits and have always complained about the fact that he's very underrated and was happy when he finally got the attention he deserved when he released Terminator. And I would have been happy if he'd have won, but Stonebwoy has had an amazing year. We also have Believe. Stone pulled real numbers and went ahead to invite other big artists to Ghana to sell out the culture in Ghana. Yet, you guys don't see this. We also have Wise King. Go and check the Charterhouse criteria for winning Artist of the Year. If one hit song can win Artist of the Year, then Patapa deserves it. We also have SOG here. King Promise deserves it, is what they thought there. Nanaya also says, you people behave as if Stonebwoy didn't work. Are you for real? Then we have here, I understand Efia. She was just rooting for her friend. Not that she thought King Promise deserved it. Deep down, she knew Stone was going to win, but just wanted to be a good friend. We also have Coda here. In your quest to promote or create awareness about your artist, you don't spew garbage about greatness and great people who have worked relentlessly over the years to reach the pinnacle of their careers. That is what you had to tell us on social media regarding the TGMAs, which just ended on Saturday. My name is Nanama Aqua. Congratulations to you, Stonebwoy. Lily, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Nanama, for those thoughts and comments. Well, they all deserved it, so if you ask me. Well, that's it for the news. My name is Lily Mohammed. For more news updates, kindly log on to starfm.com.gh. On behalf of the entire team led by Eko Boake, I say thank you for watching. Good afternoon.